While running around looking for inspiration, I found myself in Goron City. And while I was here, I figured it was time to try and make some cool builds out of minecarts. So, let's get to it. Back in Breath of the Wild, you could propel yourself across the sky using minecarts. But inside Tears of the Kingdom, the minecart has evolved into a building piece that can become whatever you want it to be. With that said, I've only used them once before to make a huge centipede-like creature that crawled over obstacles with no issues. So, I want to start off by making a machine that will take down some of the nearby hostile mobs. To do this will be a pretty simple idea. I put a hydrant and shock emitter inside a cart and placed it on a homing device. This simple idea electrifies the cart and should reach out to nearby mobs it comes across. Or that's the plan. Of course, I also have to dress the build up to give it some personality. So, for absolutely no reason, I attached eyeballs and some construct heads to give it some character.
Outstanding!
With the design locked down, it's of course time to go test it out and see if this thing works. Upon cutting it on, I ran into the first issue, and that was me shocking myself. But aside from that, and later strapping a stabilizer on the back because I kind of forgot to do that earlier, it seemed pretty solid and was even sneaking behind Octoroks and taking them down while they tried to kill me. But how about when it comes to a small enemy base? Well, turns out this little creation is a powerhouse and stuns everything it comes into contact with, and eventually kills it over time. With that being the case, minecart build number 1 was a success. Remember when I said you could soar across the air in Breath of the Wild using a minecart? Well, it was time to try and relive those moments. My plan is simple. I will make an impressive plane using minecarts as the base. Aside from the tight space I was working in, where the NPCs were constantly getting in my way, I still had things coming together pretty smoothly. In the design, I even added a spring to make a second cart latch down on top and secure Link in place. Once I felt like this design was in a good spot, I put it on the rails nearby and prepared to take off. To no one's surprise, my minecarts didn't want to fly. So, I revised my design by breaking a lot of the extra junk off, and it finally worked. It wasn't what I really wanted, but I did achieve a version of flying carts, so I'll call it a half win. For my next build, I decided I have to try and make a minecart mech. I wasn't sure of how this would work out at first, so I kinda just started building. During the process, I had no rhyme or reason to what I was doing. And eventually, it spontaneously came together and made a mech that certainly did look kinda goofy. But I was kinda proud of this cursed build. So, here it is in action. And what a sight it is to behold. This mech serves no purpose, other than walking around aimlessly while being awesome. Yeah, I enjoyed this way more than I should. If you enjoyed this video, leave a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Also, leave a comment because I respond to those pretty often. And as always, I'll catch you next time.